So like I said, a little bit later video. It is dark outside. Well, not dark. Sorry. I was just eating a walnut snack. But the sun is going down. Music program is over. About an hour long, 45 minutes. It was entertaining, for sure, to say the least. But could definitely have been more so. When you got a selection of 9 and 10-year-olds, well, even 8 through 10-year-olds for that matter, trying to sing in unison and play instruments together without any real formal musical training, it's not always the best situation. But it was fun. It was called I Need a Vacation, and there were different scenes. There were scenes of students that were fishing, and parents and kids on road trips, and baseball games, and even teachers like preparing for summertime at school. And the kids, several of them had little lines that they had to say to kind of set the mood, and then there were songs after each little scene. And they were cute, they were fun. But again, it wasn't a professional production by any means. But again, the downside, always a downside. There's always an upside too. Don't forget that. But the downside is we had to be there. And the biggest inconvenience is being there beforehand and afterward. Beforehand and afterward. To the point where I had to make sure the kids were lined up and listening and had everything they needed. And then afterward I had to stand there and hold a sign-out sheet for parents to take their kids home. Not all the teachers do this, but I do it just to cover my butt. Hold a sign-out sheet. But the funny part is, you can tell which parents don't come into the school or really pay much attention to their kids' schooling, because I had three adults come up to me on my sign-out sheet and sign out kids from other classes. Tell me how does that make sense? Now, one of them I can kind of understand because he belongs to a secondary classroom and his teacher wasn't even there. Don't even get me started on that. But his parents came up to me and signed him out anyway, so I was like, okay, whatever. So there are 3 students on my list that aren't my students, and their parents signed them out. Which, I guess is good. Their parents want to make sure they signed them out with somebody, but all I asked for was a student name and a parent signature. So it didn't take very long, but yeah. And then, some parents, this is their first time I've ever seen them. And they don't know who to look for. The upside is I am a Mr., and a lot of the other teachers are either Miss or Mrs., so they know to look for a male. But there is one other teacher, one third grade teacher, that's also a male. So it's not always distinguishable, but often. So that was my night. Again, moderately entertaining. I got to watch part of a movie while I was waiting, because I didn't go home after school. I stayed at school the whole time. So I've been at school or away from home since 7:10 this morning, and it's now 7:30 at night. So that's over a 12-hour day. If I were getting paid hourly, I'd be making bank right now, overtime and everything. But here I am eating more snack. I'm probably gonna cough again and have to clear my throat. But I'm not getting paid hourly. I actually figured it out. Based on my salary as a teacher in this district, I get paid 67 cents an hour. Per kid, mind you. So if I were running a daycare service, which I am absolutely not, I would be getting paid 67 cents an hour per kid. A regular babysitter, a high school-aged babysitter in somebody's home, averages more than $8 an hour. And that's being generous on the low side. So can you imagine because that's all some of these parents view me as a glorified babysitter. Not even glorified, for that matter, as a babysitter. I am the person that watches their kids for them while they are, for the day. All day. Every day. or at least a good chunk of the day. I was getting paid $8 an hour per kid. My goodness gracious, that would be $200 a day. No, $200 an hour. Good grief, $200 an hour times $7 hours a day. That's $1,400 a day. You can do the rest of the math from there. My goodness gracious. Then people will be lining up to be teachers, I'll tell you that. Oh well. I didn't pick the job because of the money. I picked it because of the difference that I am supposed to be able to make. So, that's what I am going to do. Make a difference. And me being there tonight and smiling at those kids and enjoying their program makes a difference. Maybe not now, but they'll reflect on it someday. Alright, I'm going to drive home. I'm out of here. See you tomorrow.